Our mission, frankly, is to make Enugu the most attractive state for private sectors to invest. So we're going to ensure that we address the challenges inherent in our water resources sector.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's delve into your manifesto. It is dubbed building a peaceful and secure, highly developed and prosperous state for all. Okay. One of the striking promises you made there is to give a final and everlasting solution to the water challenge in Enugu State. For me, the water challenge seems to have defied every other past administration in Enugu. So I think Enugu need to know that they are not caused by the gods water-wise. So they need to know what are your concrete plans to provide water if you want to become the governor of Enugu State.
You'll notice also from our manifesto that the way we want to grow the economy, which is where we envision to grow our economy to $30 billion in the next 4 to 8 years. We also mentioned in that proposal that a lot of it will be driven by private sector investment. So we also know the importance of fixing the water problem in Enugu, because we want to make it, our mission, frankly, is to make Enugu the most attractive state for private sectors to invest. And private sectors, as I've always said, they are not Father Christmas. They want to come to an environment where they can make adequate returns on their investments. Okay? So what a private sector person, if you're asking him to come to Enugu to invest, will be doing is to run his numbers to make sure that his return on investment in this city or in Enugu, it's adequate for him to be attracted to Enugu. So the way we've planned to do that is to enable the environment for these businesses to thrive. That means that we're going to be deliberate. We're going to be deliberate in our approach to the provision of infrastructure, basic infrastructure. There are things that you don't want businesses to be burdened with. You want them to just pay the fees or the rates that you charge, but you don't want them to start thinking about the CapEx of providing those infrastructure. You just want them to deal with the recurrent part of it, which is just paying your bill as you use. So we're going to ensure that we address the challenges inherent in our water resources sector. There are 3 streams in the water resources sector. You have the upstream, you have the midstream, and you have the downstream. The challenges are not so much with the upstream, because currently in Enugu, we are able to generate enough supply of water in Enugu that is even more than our consumption. We consume currently in Enugu about 100,000 cubic meters of water daily. The capacity we have just from Ajali and Uji River water schemes are enough. That capacity is enough to generate more than 100, just those 2 schemes.
Wow.
Their combined generation capacity is over 120,000 cubic meters of water daily. The government has also recently done some borehole scheme around the 9th Mile area, the Mbah area. They've just recently even enhanced our supply capacity. So the challenge is not so much about the upstream, which is the supply, but it has to do with the midstream, which is the M&E, the mechanical and the electrical part of it. So how do we ensure that we have 24/7 electricity to power those schemes, right? To ensure that the pumps are working, the pump stations, those ones are the booster stations, their pumps are all working. How do we ensure that the valves and all the other parts we need. The pipelines are all working very well. So there are things we will address because we have already started talking to EEDC about this challenge. The challenge with supply of with the supply of Uji River water scheme is the capacity of the transformer they have there. They have a 30 MVA transformer, and we've already started talking to them to increase that to a 60 MVA. If we're able to get them to do up to a 60 MVA transformer, we will solve the electricity problem in Uji River. They're able to supply electricity to Uji River 24/7, right? In Ajali, the challenge there is network, okay? Because the only company that is paying that can be metered is Ajali. They're also mindful of taking so much power and supplying to that when they have not metered the customers. So they'll be receiving a lot of power which they will be invoiced for by the transmission company, and they've not basically metered those customers who will be using the power, and they will not get paid. So it's a network issue, but we're in discussion. The good thing is that we get to the root cause of our challenges and tackle it. We understand what the problem is. We simplify it. So, okay, what do we need to do to address it? So that's what we're doing, making sure we understand what the root cause of a problem is, try to simplify it and address it, okay? And in terms of the downstream, we also have some work to do there, because a number of the pipes we have and the valves have actually lived out their design life. Okay. So repairs may not do us so much good. We may have to replace them, you know, because some of these pipes have design lives of 20, 25 years. After 25 years, you're meant to basically replace them, okay? We're going to address the water problem because it's key to our success of attracting businesses. You don't want businesses to come and be burdened with the challenges of sourcing their water themselves or even electricity themselves. So the same approach to electricity, the same approach to, of course, other infrastructure, road infrastructure, ICT infrastructure. We want to have all that because we want here to be ready, want Enugu to be ready for business. So we want to be able to say to business people when we host them on our investment summit, to not only say to them, but to demonstrate to them that Enugu is indeed ready for business.